Hello beautiful people, it's Easy Fizzy here again, and today we want to talk about a healthy plate. So please note that this is generally how a healthy plate should look like, and changes and adjustments can be made based on the gender. They can also be made based on the kind of work you do, because if you're doing more tedious work, then definitely your plate needs to be adjusted to make sure you're getting full when you're having your food. So one of the things that most people don't realize is that as you're getting older, your body does undergo changes. And some of the things you used to get away with when you were younger, like half a plate of rice and, mboga kidogo and then lots of meat, you can no longer get away with them. And that's why it's very important to understand what a healthy plate generally looks like. So let's get right into that. So generally, a healthy plate, you want half of your plate. So just picture your plate. Like a clock of sorts. So split it into half. So half of your plate, you want it to be what we call non-starchy vegetables. So generally non-starchy vegetables are things like your cucumbers, your green leafy vegetables, the saga, managu, terere, spinach, kale, cucumbers, zucchini, broccoli, cauliflower, French beans. Those are what we call non-starchy vegetables, and you want half of your plate to look like that. So as you can see, my plate has broccoli and carrots. The other thing you want to remember when you're talking about non-starchy vegetables is the more the color, the merrier and the healthier. So you want to make sure you're seeing plenty of color on your plate. So you can have your greens, which can be broccoli and the green leafy vegetables. You can have your orange vegetables like carrots. You can also have your red vegetables like tomatoes, white as well, cauliflower. So color is king when it comes to vegetables. So make sure half of your plate is what we call non-starchy vegetables. Okay, now the other half, split it into two. You want a quarter of the other half to be what we call carbohydrates or starchy foods. Now, among the things that we take in Kenya as carbohydrates is ugali, we take rice, we take matoke, we take mashed potatoes. Other things that also qualify as starches is what we call starchy vegetables. Now, starchy vegetables are things like potatoes, things like yams, things like ndomas, things like ngwashe. They all fall under the category of starchy vegetables, and they can be considered as part of your carbohydrates or your starch. So the quarter of your plate should have that, and the other quarter should have the protein. Now, if you're not a vegetarian, you can have your beef there, you can have your goat, you can also have chicken and what we call animal proteins. Now, if you are vegan, you can substitute, what I have on my plate is chicken. So you can substitute this chicken for your beans and your legumes. So we're talking about chickpeas, black beans, lentils, or if you like kamande, green grams, or dengu. That is what you comprise the quarter of your plate. So this is generally what a healthy plate looks like. So if you're used to doing half of your plate ugali, then a quarter or very little skuma wiki, and then lots of nyama, you want to start adjusting your plate, because as I've said, as you're growing older, your body is changing and it needs more nutrients to an extent, and it also needs to be able to acquire these nutrients, and the only way your body can access all these nutrients to nourish you is through your plate. So make sure as you're growing older, even right now, just start as early as possible, you're adapting what we call the healthy plate. Okay, until next time, this is Easy Peasy with your healthy plate.